Have you ever looked at the world and thought, why do successful people always seem to be the worst? You know the ones, the rule breakers, the manipulators, the ruthless corporate giants. They stomp all over the little guy and still land on top, richer than ever, absolutely untouchable. If you've ever wondered how these types pull it off, stick around. Because today, on the Growth Mindset Project, we're going to reveal the shocking, uncomfortable truth. Sometimes it actually pays to be bad, but the reason why will blow your mind. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the bell right now so you never miss the reality-bending ideas we're diving into every single week. You don't want to miss out on our next video. Each one could completely change how you see life, work, and your own potential. Now, let's get into it. Picture yourself a few years ago. A new transport company is exploding, rolling into cities all over the world, breaking rules faster than regulators can keep up. The company is secretly tracking drivers and customers, ignoring the law in dozens of countries, copying competitors' ideas, and even tailing journalists just to intimidate them. And at the head of it all, a bold leader who became a sort of folk legend, not for decency, but for how brazen and unbreakable he seemed while chaos swirled around him. Soon, though, the scandals start piling up. The company is caught stealing confidential files. Another tech giant sues them. A major newspaper exposes how they lied to government officials. Harassment lawsuits emerge. A video surfaces of the leader berating a driver. Finally, he is forced out. That's it, you might think. Career over. Reputation ruined. Nope. Instead, he leaves with billions in his pocket, launches more companies with eager investors chasing him, and retires to a luxury mansion. Burned by bad press? Hardly. He's living better than ever, and living proof that the game is often rigged for the wrong kind of person. Maybe you've noticed this pattern too. Liars, narcissists, bullies. They're not just surviving, they're thriving. They climb to the top of billion-dollar companies, dominate the headlines, fill up their bank accounts, and rack up followers, while decent, honest people are overworked, underpaid, and invisible. If that makes you want to flip the table, you're not alone. But here's the twist. This isn't random. There's a relentless, ruthless logic to why the worst people seem to end up on top. Let's talk about how. From the time we're little, we're all taught that the world rewards kindness. Share your toys, play fair, help your friends. And at first, that's absolutely true. In small groups, your family, your classroom, your little friend circle, the rules are clear. You're held accountable by the people right in front of you. Virtue pays off. You get friends, respect, maybe even a gold star. But as you get older, the groups get bigger. Classrooms turn into companies. Your tight-knit friend group becomes a loose network of coworkers in different cities. Suddenly, playing fair and being kind seem to get lost in the noise. The feedback loops that once let you know what's right and wrong just vanish or get totally warped. And why is that? Because, fundamentally, our sense of right and wrong evolved for small, close-knit groups. When someone does you wrong, you see it and feel it. If a kid is hurt in front of you, you react immediately, maybe even step in to help. But scale that up. Now imagine that same kid is 1,000 miles away, hidden by a slick global brand and a clever website. Now you're just thinking about the shiny product you want, not the ugly reality behind it. Complex systems, corporations, governments, the global internet dilute our moral sense. We can't pay attention to everything, so we only react to what's loud and obvious, not necessarily what's right or wrong. And who thrives in that chaos? The ones who are loudest, boldest, least troubled by guilt, the egomaniacs, the opportunists, the people who know exactly how to grab attention and bend the rules. If this is sparking some big thoughts, hit that like button and let us know in the comments. Do you think most successful people get there because of virtue or because of vice? We want to hear your experience and your theory. Let's go deeper. History's full of stories like this. Hundreds of years ago, in the brutal world of Renaissance politics, an advisor observed poisonings, betrayals, and power grabs unfold every single day. And he wrote down a shocking observation that still makes us uncomfortable. Power isn't about virtue. It isn't about who's good or bad. It's about who survives. The higher you climb, the less kindness matters, and those who play dirty often win. Fast forward to now, and psychologists have mapped out exactly which qualities help some people win at any cost. They call these the dark triad. 3 personality traits that make someone, honestly, a pretty terrible friend, but a potentially unstoppable competitor: Machiavellianism, narcissism, and psychopathy. First, Machiavellianism. These are the master manipulators, the people who will lie, cheat, and divide others just to push their agenda. They create conflict because it keeps everyone else off balance. Next up, narcissism. This isn't just confidence, it's runaway ego. Narcissists crave praise. They're deluded about their own greatness, and they expect everyone else to fall in line too. Last, psychopathy. No empathy, no guilt, just pure ruthless focus. In a crisis, they shine. They don't feel fear or regret, which helps them make bold decisions, until eventually it catches up with them. You've seen these traits in leaders, celebrities, maybe even in your own workplace. These strategies help people rise fast, especially in competitive, impersonal environments. But before you conclude that being the worst is a winning formula, hang on for a second. Sure, people high in the dark triad are overrepresented at the top: CEOs, politicians, media barons, but they're also overrepresented in prison. These are high-risk, high-reward traits. In a cutthroat system, they work until they don't. The same qualities that help you outmaneuver rivals also sabotage you in relationships, families, and lasting businesses. There's another layer here too: visibility bias. When one narcissist or manipulator rises to the top, we all see it. It's so dramatic, it captures public imagination, so it feels like it happens all the time. But for every bad actor who makes it, thousands more crash and burn, fired, dumped, forgotten. Failures don't make headline news. Their wreckage is silent. Yet even the ones who win rarely win in life. Success, for these personalities, is often built on emptiness. Psychologists have found that chasing success without guilt or integrity isn't some next-level hack for happiness. In fact, it tends to corrode the person from inside out. For a while, their lack of guilt lets them ignore pain, disregard others, move forward with reckless confidence. But when the collapse happens, public scandal, betrayal, exposure, the guilt, shame, and regret they've been running from catches up all at once. Take a look at recent history. That illusion of invincibility can last years. But in the end, there's a reason headlines flip from visionary leader to disgraced fraudster overnight. People who cut corners, manipulate others, and ignore guilt can find rocket ship success. But their empires are built on sand. If you're getting something powerful here, take a second now. Like the video, subscribe to the Growth Mindset Project, and share your take in the comments below. Every single click helps us reach new people who need to hear this message. So, does this mean you need to act horribly to succeed? Should you start stepping on everyone you meet? Actually, there's a smarter way. The secret is understanding what these so-called bad people get right about power and attention without selling your soul. First, empathize less, but practice compassion more. It might sound harsh, but empathy is a short-range tool. It evolved to help us care about our tribe. In a complex world, it can make us tune out what really matters or leave us exhausted and reactive. Compassion, on the other hand, lets you see the bigger picture, weigh what actually helps, and respond wisely, even if that means saying no or setting boundaries. Next, stop seeking universal approval. The world doesn't reward being liked by everyone. In fact, needing approval is just narcissism in disguise, a sneaky way of making everything about yourself. The winners, in the long run, are those willing to be disliked for the right reasons, standing for something bigger than themselves, and finally, speak up, especially when you're not sure. The world rewards visibility, not always correctness. In meetings, discussions, debates, It's usually the person with the most airtime who gets seen as the leader, not the quietest genius in the back. Let your ideas fly. Most will miss, but you only need one to change your world. Sometimes, you've got to make 100 moves to discover just one that really matters. It's the same on YouTube too. So if you found this helpful, check out some of our other videos on unlocking your full self and thriving in a world that doesn't always play fair. Don't forget to tap the bell so you never miss what's next on the Growth Mindset Project. See you in the next one.